Coming up on SUTV News, we'll be telling you about what's happening on campus.
And more about Cedar City. Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Mike Rope, here today to encourage you to connect with 811 before you dig.
And I'm Micro, and I'm here because I love to dig in the dirt.
It's true. He's also here because he's very small and not that bright. Here, for instance, we can see Micro doing what he loves to do. And here we can see the consequences of not doing what he should have done. Dude, why didn't you call 811?
I forgot the number.
See? Not that bright.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Lily Brunson.
And I'm Bryson Olson.
Some alarming circumstances occurred on SUU's campus recently as the university went into lockdown on Thursday morning. Despite the situation, this gave an opportunity to see students and faculty come together for each other.
On Thursday, March 11th, around 9:20 a.m., SUU officials released an emergency warning as reports of an active shooter flooded the campus community. A lockdown was quickly initiated to protect the lives of everyone on campus while police began searching.
My first thought was being concerned for everybody on campus, being happy that I had just left campus, and being thankful that I knew that at the very least me and my roommates were safe. But then I was very worried. I wanted to check in with everybody, make sure that they were okay, especially being empathetic to the situation, being worried for everybody who was on campus, knowing just how nerve-wracking it can be to kind of be in the dark about the situation when you're there, not knowing if it's your building or if it's your area, that kind of deal. So just wanting to make sure that everybody else who I did know on campus was safe. I wanted to check in and make sure they were okay.
While authorities searched the premises, many students and faculty reached out to their friends and colleagues to make sure everyone was safe.
A lot of the Cedar City Facebook pages outside of the SU community even were checking in on each other about all of the other schools that were locking down in the situation. I always feel like people will kind of rally together when it comes to something this serious, with a lot of people just reaching out, making sure everyone's okay. I saw a lot of other people posting updates about what we were getting as SUU students to these other Facebook pages for people who might not be getting the updates, and just kind of keeping everybody in the loop. I would say that people band together pretty quickly when it comes to something like this.
A notification was sent out at around 1:45 p.m. that all buildings had been cleared and there was no longer an active threat present. The campus remained closed for the rest of the day as investigations carried on. Reporting for SUTV News, I'm Bryson Olson. SU News hosted 4 podcasts this year, one of which was Baby Teeth, created by SUTV anchor Lily Brunson and her roommate since freshman year, Chloe Copeland. Baby Teeth is a podcast about growing up, told by 2 friends who watched each other grow throughout their college careers. The pair discussed college life and their childhoods, reflecting on the past and giving guidance to SUU students for the future. As Baby Teeth's freshman year draws to a close, Brunson and Copeland prepare to graduate. Their last episode will air on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at 9 a.m. on Friday, April 19th, and will reflect on their time spent at SUU. Copeland hopes that this final episode will encourage students from freshmen to seniors to savor their time in Cedar City.
This last episode is going to be just us wrapping it up, maybe continuing to reflect on each year and what we learned, and then maybe finish with talking about graduation and what that's going to feel like, and maybe just post-graduation, about moving back home and stuff.
The Grad Fair was held on March 21st and 22nd, preparing SUU seniors for commencement. Held at the Hunter Alumni Center, the all-day event gave students a chance to pick up their graduation regalia a month before the ceremony. Students who attended enjoyed music provided by Thunder 91.1, photo opportunities, and free ice cream after they picked up their cap and gown. Representatives from the Alumni Association, bookstore, graduate programs, and advancement office congratulated students and encouraged them to stay involved once they've moved on from their alma mater. One soon-to-be graduate is excited about what comes next.
So I graduated in 2020, so this is my first real graduation. So it's kind of like, I don't know. The first one was anticlimactic, and I feel like this one's like hitting me now already, and so it's like pretty emotional.
As students prepare for the final days of the school year, testing anxiety and the rush to finish projects can often overwhelm them. Rock the Finals was held on Thursday, April 18th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. In addition to healthy snacks and Legos, the event featured therapy dogs from Intermountain Therapy Animals. Lily Brunson has more on this event to help alleviate student stress.
Every Tuesday, the Gerald R. Sherritt Library at SUU hosts Intermountain Therapy Animals, an organization of pet owners and pets who volunteer their time to provide comfort to those who need it. On the last day of classes in each semester, the organization shows up for Rock the Finals, helping students decompress before their final exams. Anne Dikema is an SUU faculty member who works in the library. She has also been volunteering for ITA for 13 years, today with her dog Nora.
So when I first started with SUU in 2015, I started this event. So we have twice a year, we have Rock the Finals, which is last day of classes. And in the meantime, we also now have Therapy Dog Tuesday, because students said, why wait till the end of the semester? We want to see dogs. And Intermountain Therapy Animals, they have therapy horses, cats, bunnies, so not just dogs, but people here in this area, in the St. George area, we just have dogs. So
at this event, Pippa, Loki, siblings Misty and Finn, and Nora greeted students and helped them decompress. ITA visits hospitals, senior living facilities, libraries, and multiple Utah colleges and universities.
This is great. This is awesome that they do this. Having a dog is always nice because, it's just, you kind of get rid of the stress at the end of the day.
Their dogs are friendly, well-behaved, and love the attention they get at events like this one at SUU. To learn more about Intermountain Therapy Animals, visit their website, therapyanimals.org. For SUTV News, I'm Lily Brunson. On March 13th, students with the SUU Communication Department took a trip up north for the Utah Broadcasting Job Fair at the University of Utah. Along with the job fair, this trip allowed students to tour commercial broadcast stations in Salt Lake City, such as KUER and KSL. During these tours, the students met professionals in the industry and were given valuable insight into the broadcasting career field. With students learning these skills in classes such as audio and video production, this was a priceless opportunity to connect with potential employers. Students also took a second trip on April 10th to Las Vegas to explore more opportunities in broadcasting.
Yeah, I'll be glad to answer any questions if you can.
That field trip, this time to Las Vegas for tours on some commercial broadcast stations. During this trip, students learned what it is like for TV and radio stations in a very busy city. Some students were even looking for something more on this trip. SUTV's own Christina Schweiss was looking for love, but was only met with disappointment.
My heart was broken, let me tell you, okay? It was the most devastating day of my life. I finally had that spark back, but then it was stomped on. I can't do it.
To potential students wanting to attend SUU, look no further than Red Riots. SUTV sent our reporter Cormac Bone to the SUU Welcome Center to learn about these fun events.
Hey, I'm Cormac Bone, and I'm here with Presidential Ambassador Jeremy Walker. We're talking about Red Riots.
What's going on, guys? Excited to talk about Red Riots today.
So, what is a Red Riot?
Red Riot is what we like to call the ultimate student life experience. It's an opportunity for prospective students to come to SUU for just $20. They can bring their friends, and it's an overnight stay, and they experience athletics, activities, student life, campus tours, and things like that.
Perfect. And what might be your favorite thing about running Red Riots?
I think I have more fun than the students that actually come to Red Riots because our activities are really fun. They range from things to like casino nights to we do escape rooms, or you find things around campus, so like a treasure hunt around campus. And so it's just really fun, and interacting with kind of the younger students is just a cool experience.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, I'm Cormac Bone with SUTV News, and that's all about Red Riots. We'll send it back to the desk.
Stay tuned for more on what's going on in the outdoors here on SUTV News.
We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Mike Rope, here today to encourage you to connect with 811 before you dig.
And I'm Micro, and I'm here because I love to dig in the dirt.
It's true. He's also here because he's very small and not that bright. Here, for instance, we can see Micro doing what he loves to do. And here we can see the consequences of not doing what he should have done. Dude, why didn't you call 811?
I forgot the number.
See? Not that bright.
Welcome back to SUTV News. As the warm weather becomes more common, Cedar City locals are itching to play outside. Cedars Park Discovery is well known for its expansive play area and engaging activities. The play structures include slides, swings, and all manner of play vehicles, in addition to an outdoor theater and walking trail. The park is located at the top of Lay Hill behind the Iron County School District building. For those looking to have a fun day with family outside, Park Discovery is a must visit.
Many parts of the country have gotten unusual weather this past winter. Reporter John Smith tells about a very unusual sight in the California desert.
Typically, visitors to Death Valley National Park come to see the hottest spot on the planet. They come to see the interesting rocks and the desert wildflowers. They come to see one of the driest places on Earth. But for the past few months, many have come for a different reason. They've come to see a lake that only shows up every 25 to 100 years.
An amazing sight. You never would have expected that. I used to come to the desert in California, and it was always so hot and dry. And this is just, it's a miracle.
This miracle came about from hurricane rains last November. While the lake filled, nobody could get here because most of the park's roads were damaged by flooding. Now the roads are fixed, and the tourists have come.
It's just crazy that this is one of the driest places in the world, and now there's a lake that you can effectively boat on. I walked out there this morning and I had my tripod set up, and it was gorgeous. It was calm. You could see the reflections of the mountains in the water, the pink clouds. It was absolutely beautiful.
The lake is about 2 feet deep, 6 miles long, and 2 miles across. There's a sign on the valley wall showing the lake to be over 200 feet below sea level. Salt crystals float on the water surface.
The intent was to drive seven hours, camp here at night, and then come over here during the day, and then drive home tonight. So it's a very specific trip with the intent to solely do the once-in-a-lifetime kayaking.
Park officials estimate the lake will be here for another couple of months, and people can continue to wade in from the boardwalk. But later, after SUTV shot this video, the park closed the lake to boating because of the damage to the mudflats from people walking on the mud with their boats to get to the water.
It's incredible, truly incredible.
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome to see.
For a brief period, some boaters got to experience a once-in-a-lifetime event, boating in Death Valley. For SUTV News, I'm John Smith.
The SUU Health and Wellness Center is a resource hub that directs students to the things they need to survive the school year. As spring semester comes to a close, we took a look at what the center has planned to help students through that final stretch.
I'm here in the SUU Health and Wellness Center talking to Amber Dorado about current events and happenings in the Health and Wellness Center. Amber, tell me a little bit about what's going on.
Well, in the Health and Wellness Center, you can come in anytime as things get stressful towards the end of the semester, and we have our self-care station. You have first aid or pain relief stuff, anything that would be found in your mom's purse is in there. We also have coloring books and snacks, lots of snacks, fidget toys, anything you would like to mess with in here, we've got it. And we also have full-time staff, and so if you want to talk to anybody, you can come in.
Very cool. Tell me a little bit about the end of year events coming up.
Well, towards the end of the semester, we do a programming week where we just hand out vinyls goodie bags, and we're partnering that with a giveaway if you follow our Instagram. And then we have our summer kickoff event on the 19th of April. We're going to do sand volleyball, pickleball, spike ball. We're going to have a lot of treats, cornhole. It's just out by the SUPE building on the sand volleyball courts, so everybody should come out to that on the 19th.
Very cool. Lots of awesome stuff happening in health and wellness for students looking to beat the test stress. Come and check it out. For SUTV, I am Lily Brunson. During this cold season, there are fewer places to be outdoors. For a place with the right temperature and plenty of room to move around, Quail Creek State Park is a great choice. Quail Creek State Park is located in Hurricane, about 10 minutes from St. George. The temperatures are perfect for families or friends to go relaxing. Because of the cold weather, a lot of people who live in Cedar City choose this place for fishing. Not only that, but this park also opens up a water park in the summer where kayaks are available for rent. Inflatable platforms are set up on the water during the summer for a warm weather treat. This is a rare experience during this season where you can get close to nature for outdoor activities.
Especially like during the winter season, because we're from Cedar City, so when it's cold you can't really go to the lakes up there as much. So down here it's nicer because it stays pretty warm down here. So
as the weather warms up, more students are looking for outdoor activities. Our reporter William Heaton has more.
The Southern Utah University Outdoor Center is encouraging students to plan their next outdoor adventure. Inside you'll find helpful reference guides on worthwhile travel locations and rentable supplies.
SU Outdoors is essentially a social hub. We have all sorts of activities like trips and our local LEAP events. We also do a bunch of gear rentals. Basically everything that you see in this shop is rentable. All the stuff behind me is to buy. Basically just want to get SU students outdoors.
In addition to supplying student trips, the center also arranges events for the student community.
We have all of our events listed and scheduled out. On one of the monitors we'll have our trips. Those are the ones that go outside of Cedar City, and they're more like our bigger trips. Some are free, some cost, depends on the trip. But there's like hiking and camping and river rafting and some other fun bigger trips. And then on the other monitor we have our local events that are like a 30-minute drive.
With trips near and far and supplies to assist in any outdoor activities, the SUU Outdoor Center encourages students to stop by and map out their next adventure. Reporting for SUTV News, I'm William Heaton.
Coming up on SUTV, we've got the weather.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to SUTV Weather. I'm Christina Schweiss. Today is April 18th in 2024, and of course, we are here in the beautiful town of Cedar City, Utah. And of course, it's Thursday, like I just said, and happy National High Five Someone Day. Ready? High five. You better have done it, because otherwise I'll come after you, okay? I know where you live. And of course, this is John Smith on the beautiful Adams stage on SU's campus. I personally am a big fan of Shakespeare, and so you know I'll be going to the Shakespeare Festival shows that are coming up in June. And I just had to show it off. You know, I had to do a picture of SUU for our last, broadcast and everything. So let's look at the weather forecast. Today is Thursday. It is partly cloudy with a high of 70 and a low of 38. On Friday, tomorrow, it is partly cloudy with a high of 70 and a low of 47. On Saturday, it is sunny and a high of 72 and a low of 46. On Sunday, it is also sunny, thank goodness, and it will be a high of 76 and a low of 48. On Monday, it will be sunny once again for a high of 75 and a low of 47. On Tuesday, sunny and a high of 74 with a low of 50. And then on Wednesday, it is partly cloudy with a high of 68 and a low of 47. As you know, I love the sunshine. I love the color yellow. And so I'm excited for this warm weather we're having. It's going to be great. Hopefully, graduation day is going to be nice and warm so I can tan my arms while we're standing out there waiting to go under the bell tower. And of course, this is our beautiful radar. As you can see, northern Arizona has some precipitation on its way, but we luckily do not. So it's going to be great. No rain for us. Thank goodness. Finally, let's keep praying that we don't have any rain anymore. And of course, our favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment, it's Raining Men. And who should I have done for our last show? Mr. John Smith, my best friend. Here he is on a little mountain. Of course, him holding up a newspaper, him with another camera, and of course, him reading. Of course, as I told my cast members today, he is literate, so that is perfect. He's probably reading some Shakespeare, and we love it. So remember to smile at someone today, and of course, congrats to the class of 2024. You did it, you're awesome, and now back to the desk.
Thanks for that, Christina.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be graduating.
Oh,
it is going to be awesome. Sadly, it does mean we don't get to do any more of these super fun SUTV news broadcasts.
They are fun. They're a good time.
As long as everything goes correctly and our producers actually line everything up. Coming up on SUTV, we have more on SU athletics and national sports news.
Stay tuned.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin? Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfies. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Welcome to SUTV Sports. I'm Gabe Small. Last week, SUU softball played 6 games in 5 days, starting on Tuesday with a doubleheader against Utah Tech. Game 1 had Utah Tech coming away with a 5-0 win against the Thunderbirds, but a Game 2 bounce-back performance had SUU coming away with the Mercy Rule victory 10-0. On Wednesday, the team took on Utah State at Catherineburg Field, where they came away with the 10-8 victory over the Aggies. And then on Friday and Saturday, the Thunderbirds dropped a series in conference play to Seattle U, losing 2-1. Next up for the softball team is a road trip to Arizona this weekend to take on Grand Canyon University. The SUU track and field team this week is hosting their home meet, the SUU Coliseum Championships. The meet starts at 3 p.m. and will run until 8 p.m. In national news, starting with the NHL, the Arizona Coyotes played their last game in Arizona as it was announced on April 18th that the Coyotes would officially be moving to Utah. No name has been decided for the team yet, but new owner Ryan Smith has opened that decision up to the public, asking Utahns for their opinion on what the name should be. Personally, I'm thinking the Raptors, the Grizzlies, or I don't know. There's a couple options in the air. But in the NBA, the first round of play-in games took place, setting up do or die matchups for the 8th and final playoff spot. In the West, it's the Sacramento Kings and the New Orleans Pelicans facing off, but with the Pelicans star Zion Williamson out with a calf injury, the Kings are running with all the momentum. In the East, it's the Miami Heat taking on the white-hot Chicago Bulls, who are coming off a blowout win over the Atlanta Hawks. The key player to watch here is the Bulls' Colby White, who's coming off a 42-point performance. For the Heat, star player Jimmy Butler suffered what is feared to be an MCL injury, putting his status for the game in question. Both games are scheduled for this Friday, April 19th on TNT and ESPN. But that's all we have for you this year today. From SUTV Sports, I'm Gabe Small.
Thanks for the update, Gabe. Personally, I'm thinking the Stingers as our hockey team's name.
I think that would go pretty well, especially as we have, I believe it's the Bees for baseball. I can't remember exactly. I'm really leaning for the Utah Yetis, so we can get some branding going with the Yeti Cups and convert all the Stanley moms. I think that would be great.
Good idea. Next thing we'll talk about is things happening on campus.
We'll be right back.
Join to help illustrate the critical importance of contacting 811 before you dig is my alter ego, Micro.
Can you hear me down there?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I am not having a good time.
Oh, what's the problem, little buddy? Well, for starters, I'm in a sewer. Yeah, been there, done that.
Something's wrong down here. Hey, wait, whoa, whoa!
Oh yeah, that's just another guy who started to dig before he called 811.
You smell that?
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Welcome back to SUTV. I'm Bryson Olson. Recently, SU students were treated to a day off in order to celebrate the Festival of Excellence. The Festival of Excellence, according to SU.edu, is an annual one-day event which celebrates scholarship in all forms across campus. SU looks to students' employees to present their major projects, research, and other scholarly activities to the SU community. Through this research and through interdisciplinary conversations, SU looks to encourage lifelong learning.
In spring 2024, the three hosts of Thunder 91's morning radio show, The Morning Brew, are celebrating a whole year of working the show together. Christina Schweiss, Aiden Mortensen, and Cormac Bone have changed how they ran the show from when they first started it in spring of 2023. This year, each weekday has its own special minigame like Would You Rather Wednesday or Tangent Tuesday. Aiden and Christina will be graduating at the end of this year, so stay tuned to hear who hosts next. You can listen into the show every weekday from 7 to 8 in the morning on Thunder 91.1.
SU's new virtual and augmented reality classroom is now open and extends an invitation to all students to come by and learn about VR technologies. Our reporter William Heaton is on site with more.
I'm William Heaton, coming to you from SU's new VR/AR class. Joining me today is Logan Sutera, Head of Marketing for the course and Vice President of the VR/AR Club that is now available to students on campus. How are you today, Logan?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing quite well. I'm quite enjoying the space here. What is it you all do in here? How is this integrated into courses?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have courses, teachers in a cohort that take their courses and integrate VR into them so you can learn better, like anatomy, kinesiology, however you pronounce that one. We even have geography classes that come in here and explore places that they wouldn't be able to otherwise without the use of our VR equipment. So it's really helpful in higher education.
That is awesome. I could understand having some anxiety about approaching the space for the first time. Do you have any tips for students who might be feeling that?
Yeah, honestly, we're all really friendly workers for the assistants at the studio. So just come on in, get to know us, and we'll help you along with your VR journey. It can be a little anxiety inducing to use a headset for the first time, but we try to make it very user-friendly and easy to do.
Well, that's quite awesome. I know that I speak not just for myself, but for a number of students when I say that I am excited to be coming back here in the future. Coming to you from SUTV, I'm William Heaton. Back to you.
Last week, students were able to hear from their student leaders and representatives. SUSA's monthly town hall event gave an insight to what SUU's student government has been up to. We go to our reporter Brooklyn Monson for more.
SUU Student Association informs and listens to students at their monthly town hall meetings. There is an open mic there for student concerns.
Town Hall is an event where we come to you as the student government to kind of let you know what we've been working on for the past month and what's upcoming in the next month. So it's a great place to be informed, to come meet the individual executive council members, and just know what's going on around campus.
Okay, so the Senate has been working on some really awesome things. Common topics that are discussed at these SUSA town halls are recent bills passed by our student senate, architectural changes being made on campus, and meetings being held to help students. In order to entice students to come, there's food served at each event. This time, it was pretzels.
At the town hall, I talked a little bit about how the legislation that was passed this past session affects our campus a little bit. I tried to answer some of the questions and give some reassurance as to what the effects might be. And then I also talked a little bit about the events that my council has been doing, as well as the upcoming events that we have.
SUSA town halls are put on monthly by the student government here in SUSA, just for students to be able to
get their questions answered and find out what is happening on campus. For SUTV News, I'm Brooklyn Monson.
Thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Bryson Olson.
I'm Lily Brunson.
I'm Gabe Small.
And I'm Christina Schweiss. Tune in next week for more. Bye, birds!
There will be no next week.
There's no next week.
Christina.